I did become enhanced at 17. Is that something that you're willing to do in the future?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it takes?
Do whatever it takes.
To even think that he's slightly considering it at 14? I think we've already lost him. Coach Greg, and in today's video, I do believe we've lost another one. Eric English, very famous, 1.5 million followers. But unfortunately, I think he's already joined the dark side. He met up with Larry Wheels, and it says world's most jacked 14-year-old Eric English. Now, when you hear world's most anything and using performance-enhancing drugs, it's very likely to be the case, but I did give this kid the benefit of the doubt. He became very famous, hugely popular as a little kid. And as soon as I saw this happen, I thought, it's not looking good. When people get famous for being fit, you know, lifting weights, putting on muscle, being lean at a very young age, it oftentimes transitions into them using steroids, having body dysmorphia, and essentially them going down a devious path. And so I chose not to record a video on this because I said, well, I still think he's natural. But after seeing his photos out of late, after seeing what he's posting, what he's doing, and specifically the words that came out of his mouth during this workout with Larry Wheels, there's a 1 in a million chance that this guy could have stayed natural. There's a chance that he's still natural. I pray that he is. I pray that it isn't too late. Because with 1.5 million followers, what do you think's going to happen if he comes out and says, you know what? I'm using steroids. I've decided to hop on. He may, in fact, already. His millions of fans, mostly teenagers, are going to then be influenced even more to do the same. Let's show where this all began. A wholesome looking kid, a lot of muscle, a lot of potential, great. But you gotta be natural. Have to be. He went from posting all the fitness memes, you know, look out for your health. Eat the oatmeal, get healthy, be active, lift weights. Such a positive young role model for other kids. It was great. And since that time, he's become a meme. You have to use Cali-I. Cali-I this, Cali-I that. He's probably making $250,000 or more. I don't know. A lot of money. Trust me. Bammo! Look at the size of this man. Are you seeing this? So he's 15 here, 188,000. Like, look at the size of this man. Are you kidding me? And he's hanging out with that guy, the steroid 18-year-old. That cannot be good. Sponsored by Young LA. You don't think he's going to end up on steroids? 7-month transformation, 14 to 15 years old. Oh my friggin' goodness. 7-month transformation? What is happening? What is he on? The lat's 215 pounds small, 15-year-old. What has happened to this child? He's currently weighing over 221 pounds. In the time of this recording this video, he was 185. He was on a cut. 7 months ago, when he met Larry Wheels, he was on a cut. It's in the video. He went from 190 to 185 pounds. He wasn't sure how lean he was going to get. He's now 220. He's up 35 pounds.
I can't wait to collaborate with you again. You might not even be recognizable.
Let's hope.
Yeah, that's the goal, right?
I wonder why. Probably hopping on. I'm praying this is just some crazy puberty thing going on where you just grow a lot taller and that he's on a massive permabulk, because to put on that much weight that quickly, natural. In 2025, you have to wonder, is this shit AI? It ain't AI. He's actually done it. 1 year transformation, 140 to 220 pounds. 1 year transformation, he's up 80 pounds. 80! Oh, but Hussein Farhat's a fake natural because he put on 45 pounds in a couple of years. 80 pounds 1 year. I didn't put on 100 pounds in my entire life. When I was 14 years of age, I weighed 130 something pounds. I didn't put on 100 pounds in my lifetime. But yet he did it in 1 year, 100% natural, admitting he wants to use steroids. I kind of feel like 14 is too young to promote some of these things, but then again, It's a free market. They should be able to promote what he wants. I hope that his parents are making him save all this money for when he gets older, that he's not going to blast it on like perhaps a Ferrari or go gambling when he's 16, and that none of this money is used to buy SARMs.
You just sprained your wrist, so we're gonna have a high volume approach today. Stay away from the crazy PRs and just see how jacked you really are.
And so he sprained his wrist. He's injured. He's hurt his shoulder, but yet he continues to get better. Last I checked, when you get injured, it's harder to build muscle, harder to get bigger, but yet he's still putting on the size.
I'm getting dwarfed so bad.
Let me bring some other 14-year-olds here. You can dwarf them.
There's some guys a lot bigger than me.
And so you hear that, Larry, you're dwarfing me. Well, it's Larry Wheels. He dwarfs everyone. And he says, you know, there are some 14 years out there who are bigger than me. And so perhaps he already feels small. When you're on social media, you're certainly swiping or you're part of Young LA. You're comparing yourself to the best of the best, the top 1% of the top 1%. And so, of course, you're going to find someone who's bigger.
I'm recovering from a super bad bulk, so I'm a little bit chunky right now, but...
So what are you trying to bulk to?
Already at 14, he's aware of bulking and cutting and how you're supposed to look to be a social media influencer, you know, part of Young LA and so on. Depending on how he looks, how viral he goes, how much money he's going to make, he's only 14. He's a child who's working. When you're promoting Cal AI, you have to have a certain image. You have to go viral. That is, in fact, a job. And so he's working, and let me tell you, it's full time. Always on his mind. How do I look? How do I compare? Do I have enough muscle? When am I going to go on steroids?
Well, I have to cut now because, you know, Anton, I talked to him, he was like, your insulin might be a little bit too high.
He's talking to Anton, the youngest IFBB pro of all time, turned pro at only 19. You think he was natural? Oh, your insulin levels were too high from eating and bulking. You need to slow it down. And so when your friends are using performance-enhancing drugs, remember this saying, you are like your 5 closest friends. His closest friends, his buddies, if they're all guys using performance-enhancing drugs, what do they think the odds that he's not going to use them? When your friends all do these things, it feels normal. You overestimate just how many people are doing it. Your friends are all bodybuilders, fitness models, and so on. And so you think, hey, this is part of life.
I gained like 30 pounds in a month.
Okay,
Just
wow.
eating a ton, and then...
Sheesh.
He gained 30 pounds in a month, and let me remind you, he's put on 35 more since this video.
Do you want to be a bodybuilder when you're older?
Yeah, that's the dream. Kind of thinking like, if I posting when I'm young a lot, build platform a little bit, and then I can do bodybuilding when I'm older.
And so he's already thinking, you know, I want to be a professional bodybuilder. Does anyone think that those guys are natural? If I can post enough, get famous enough, maybe I can make a living from this. He has 1.5 million followers on Instagram. It's more than Coach Greg. Before you say you're just jealous, I am not. I want him to do well. I want him also to live a long and healthy life. I was once his age. I was once lifting weights at 10, similar to him. And so if he's already thinking about it at 14, I'm telling you it's game over. I know how these kids think. I once was this kid.
I started filming and posting my lifts when I was 16, and it took me till I was probably like 23 before I had over 1 million followers.
Yeah, you know, I started at 16. I wasn't really famous, you know, had a platform until I was 23. Larry was famous as a teenager. Don't get me wrong. I was even following him back then. Larry was ultra famous as a teenager. And if he considers you only have a platform at 1 million followers, trust me, when I had 50,000 followers, I was making a very good living. You don't need 1 million followers to have a successful business.
And you have over 1 million at 14.
I was super lucky to blow up overnight.
You literally blew up overnight.
Yeah, he blew up overnight just like his physique did in the last year. He's blown up once with social media following and again with his size. But is he natural? And so my advice, somebody needs to give him some blood work. And I'm hoping he's natural. Listen, I don't want this kid to be unhealthy. We've seen other guys. I did a video on that Logan guy. I forget. He almost died. He's young. You need to get the blood work on this kid. We need to make sure he's doing it natural.
Because everyone knows, like, you're going to blow up. Even if you don't work out, you're going to blow up when you hit 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
And it's going to keep going.
Exactly, which is why you don't need to use steroids. You're going to blow up 14, 15, 16, 17, puberty, and so on. Newbie gains. This is not the time to use steroids. No one as a teenager should be using steroids.
I did become enhanced at 17. Is that something that you're willing to do in the future?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, whatever it
Gotta
takes.
do whatever it takes.
Now listen, he is being open, honest, and transparent. And so with that openness, with that honesty, he should be asked, are you in fact on steroids right now or SARMs? Because listen, we're going to make sure that you're healthy. Now, if you're a parent out there and you have a kid that you suspect is using performance-enhancing drugs, recreational drugs of any kind, and you ask them point blank, hey, are you using anything? They're most likely going to lie to you. I mean, some of you have children that will tell you everything perhaps, but I'm telling you that 99% will not. And so if you ask them point blank, they're probably just going to deny it. They're scared to get in trouble and so on. You got to get them to get their blood work. Go to the doctor and set it up. Now, if anyone out there wants to make sure that they're healthy, you can, of course, click the link in the description. I'm an equity owner of Algo RX. They have very cheap prices that many people can afford. Other HRT clinics, for example, Merrick Health, the prices are astronomical in comparison. And so what happens is most people can't afford it. Remember, I've worked with these companies in the past, and most of the people that would go there would click the link and they couldn't afford it. It was too much money for the blood work, for the medications, for example, Cialis, Viagra, telmisartan, and clomiphene. The list goes on and on. And so if you're interested, click the link in the description. Trust me, the prices most likely you can afford. And so if you need to get the blood work done to work with the medical doctors for very cheap prices and get quality medications, pharmaceutical grade, click the link in the description right now. Code Greg, 10% off. I love to see Larry give a kid confidence to chase his dreams, keep going hard. I saw this completely the opposite. Larry is enabling this kid. He's 14 years of age, and when he asked him about using performance-enhancing drugs, about him wanting to be a bodybuilder, and upon hearing him say out of his own mouth, yeah, absolutely, I'm going to use steroids, he should have said, no. You don't need them. You're far too young, but because Larry himself used them at a very young age, I do believe he started at 17, he had a hard time to tell him what he really thought. He should be saying, no. Imagine if I had been this kid's parent, watching the video, and I watch him answer the question to Larry, yeah, I'm using steroids, I want to be a bodybuilder. I would have said to this kid, look, no way are you living in my house under my rules and using steroids. SARMs, I don't care, you're natural. Thinking about gear at 14 is crazy. It's in fact crazy work. It's horrible. I can't believe he's already thinking. Imagine if you were a 14-year-old kid and somebody said, hey, do you think that when you grow up, you're going to drink alcohol, do drugs, recreational stuff, creatine, gamble, and stuff like Togi? And the kid says, yeah, I can't wait.
This is a problem. This is a massive problem.
When your heroes do certain things, there's a very likely chance that you're going to do the same. When these young kids become famous for their bodies, it doesn't end well. We've seen Tristan Lee. He struggled with his eating. He's admitted it himself, body dysmorphia and so on. And does anyone think that Tristan Lee was actually natural during his teenage years? Whatever it takes, this kid shouldn't be talking about the juice yet. I have a feeling Greg is going to be all over this. Absolutely. So I could tell him to wait. You're not ready yet. Maybe in 10 years, but most certainly not right now.
Whatever it takes. That's the mindset I had.
Whatever it takes, that's the mindset I have. And so what path do you think he's going to go on? Oh, Coach Greg, you're a hater. I'm trying to prevent this kid from using steroids and his fans from doing the same. Teenagers, you're not even ready for this. You're not ready for any of these things. You don't need a single supplement whatsoever. You're young. I didn't use supplements when I was a teenager, but if you've been training for a while, you're older, and you're looking to make improved gains, you can, of course, get Turk Builder Max, GO2 Max, GLP Max to help with your hunger, or Turk Platinum. And so if you're interested, click the link in the description.
It's good for social media sometimes, or you're doing a power meet or something, but it's not really my goals. I just want to get as big as possible.
And so his goal isn't to get strong. He just wants to get as big as possible. I think we've already lost him.
I'm working with a company right now. It's like a kind of coaching, and they help me with like I just said I wanted to learn a lot when I'm young so I can implement it for the rest of my career.
And so he's doing a great thing. He's hired a coach to show him how to lift weights and learn the ropes and so on. I certainly am convinced that this kid will make a great living for his entire life through fitness, health, and so on. But I think he needs a mentor to convince him that he does not need to use performance-enhancing drugs. He met up with Larry Wheels. Hey, are you ready to hop on? Yeah, whatever it takes. This is not what we need. We need a young kid who says, you know what? I've decided to stay natural. I watched Will Tennyson win his natural pro card. I want to follow in his footsteps. Hey, perhaps I can compete like Hussein Farhat. And I've seen other guys with freaky, amazing physiques like Julian, who they pass blood work multiple times. And so I do believe that people can put on a lot of muscle and be natural. And so did this kid not look like he had amazing genetics? I mean, did we not see how he looked? Did we not see his physique? So why can't he do it natural? Inspire the world. All the teenagers out there that you don't need to use steroids. He doesn't need steroids. He has no idea the potential he may have. This kid should be training at least another 10 years while being natural. To even think that he's slightly considering it at 14? This is not good. I mean, if you ask the Trend twins at 14, if they would have used steroids, they would have said no. If you would ask Sam Sulek, no. Chris Bumstead, none of them would have said they're willing to use steroids at 14. And so this guy, I'm worried for him. I hope he can say no. I'm praying that he hasn't already started. Great potential, but I'm telling you, he doesn't need steroids, and neither do you. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 bloops. Of course, you're looking for any of the supplements. Code Greg, 15% off. Looking to hire me as a coach? You can click the link in the description and apply. Cookbooks, training books, coaching plans by me and my team. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 bloops. And until next time, I am out.